My name is Rob Whitlock, and I grew up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Colstrip was about 3 years old when I was born, and plants numbers 3 and 4 came online when I was about 8. And over my childhood, I noticed the air quality in the Twin Cities change drastically. Obviously, it's hard to say how much Colstrip had to do with that. Population was also growing at the same time in the metro area, and there were various changes to air emission standards that were happening for automotive at the same time. This past summer, I had the opportunity to help a relative move to Olympia, to Thurston County from Minneapolis, and I drove a vehicle from St. Paul, Minnesota to Olympia and chose to use U.S. Highway 212, and so that I could go by Colstrip and see it with my own eyes. And I was very impressed. I noticed that the sunset in western South Dakota was particularly red, and I noticed as I got closer and closer to Colstrip along the route that the sky was more and more hazy and chrome, and it's hard to know how much Colstrip would contribute to some of those conditions, but I think it's definitely possible that Colstrip may play a significant part in the quality of the atmosphere. I have a couple more thoughts here. I'm pretty upset, actually, and so I'm trying to temper my feelings with a rational approach and a stable argument here. So I feel like what PSE has been doing with Colstrip is sickening, and I feel like to ask people how they feel about paying 2% more really is the wrong approach. I think the right approach would be for PSE to apologize, considering how much damage this plant has done, the known damage, not to consider the chrome skies that we've been seeing and the massive pollution that has occurred. I think that PSE should pay people for what they've done rather than ask people to pay more to change. The 100 years ago. Okay, well, I will also pursue this with you after the meeting, but basically what I want to say is that the transition to sustainable energy should have begun in earnest in the 1970s if the Industrial Revolution had not been pursued in a sustainable manner from day one. What we see now is a human population that is using 1.5 times the ability of the planet to provide. If the human population lived at the same economic level as the average American, it would take 5 planets. 5 planets. That is absurd and obscene. And for PSE to be sitting here and for you to be defending them when you're supposed to be defending people and consumers and the economic stability. Look at the economic stability. We're consuming 1.5 times the worth of the planet. So thank you again, and please excuse my upset nature over this, but I think you need a radical reevaluation of what is really going on here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.